Hey guys, I hope you're all well. Today we will start to see a new story called The New Demon King is the Son of Goku. A story that will take place after the movie Dragon Ball Super Hero, where Piccolo and Gohan already have their new transformations, in addition to Goku already having control of Ultra Superior Perfect, and Vegeta with his superior ego. In addition to this story, there will be some elements of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, so let's begin the story of the Son of Goku. Well, having said all that, I think you leave a lot of likes and comments if you want the continuation of this story. After all that, grab your popcorn and your Coke and let's see this incredible story. It has been about a year since the Tournament of Power and a few months after the battle between Goku and Vegeta, who had merged to face Frieza in his black form. After all these events, the land was safe once more, but there was one thing that could break the peace. In Universe 6. Currently in the 6th universe, it was possible to see Vados and Anya, who was responsible for caring for guiding the Champa god of destruction of his universe. But one thing was different with Anya, as she was never one to be very sentimental. But there was a being, a warrior who had awakened her feminine desire, being Son Goku, the strongest warrior in the 7th universe. Vados thought, since the day of the Tournament of Power, I can't stop thinking about Son Goku. I've never felt this way before in all my thousands of years. But for the first time in my life, I think I'm feeling what the mortals call it passion or love. That's weird, but not in a bad way, but in a good way, thought the Anja as she sat in front of the lake of the God of Destruction's planet, as she was alone while Champa was sleeping. Vados continues, but even though I feel all this for him, I know that I can never have him by my side, because he is married and lives in another universe. The Anja thought in a kind of depressive tone, just thinking that she could never be by her side, the man she loves. While the Anja had some thoughts about everything, mainly Son Goku, she ends up hearing a voice as low as a whisper, with an idea that could make her happy, even if she can't keep Goku by her side. The mysterious voice whispered, even if you can't have this mortal by your side, you could have a child with him, couldn't you? It would make you stand by his side indirectly or simply have a part of him. By your side forever, whispered the mysterious voice in Vados' ear, who upon hearing such words quickly turned around and looked around but didn't see anyone, and even closing her eyes, Vados did not sanctify the presence of anyone on the planet of Champa other than his own presence and that of Lord Champa. Vados said, but what was that? Whose voice will this be? No, I think that voice was in my head. I can only be going crazy, said to Anja, trying to feel the presence of someone on the planet of Champa, but can't find anything. After seeing that there was no one on the planet on the God of Destruction, Vados returned to sit on the edge of the lake, but even Vados thought that the mysterious voice was something in her head. She began to reflect on those words. Vados thought, having a child with Son Goku, if I had a child with him, I wouldn't feel this way, and I would kind of have Goku by my side, even though it's not him himself. But how could I have a child with Goku? I don't think he would betray his wife to be with me, thought the Anja as she looked at the crystal clear lake, and soon had a brilliant idea of how she could have a child with Goku without him having to betray his wife. Vados said, that's it. I have a way of having a child with Goku without having to do the mating act with him, and that way it wouldn't be a betrayal. But for that, I'm going to need the help of my brother Whis, and he will help me anyway. The Anja said excitedly, determined and slightly annoyed at the thought of her brother, because she didn't know whether or not he would help her, as Whis had a debt with Vados, a debt that she could collect at that very moment. Vados said, I will immediately go after my brother, but first I have to wake up Mr. Champa and convince him to go to the 7th universe. In reality, this is very easy. Just say that we will go to the 7th universe, and there, he can eat the Earthling's food, and then he'll get up quickly. He spoke to the Anja with a huge smile on his face, just thinking that in a short time she could have a child with her beloved Goku. Already decided on what she was going to do at that moment, Vados got up with a huge smile on her face and went towards where Champa was sleeping, but something she didn't realize was that there was a being in the shadows of the forest on the planet of Champa that was watching at Vados at all times. The mysterious being thought, the master was right. And Anja, the strongest being in each universe, is in love with a mortal and is now interested in having a baby with him. That's great, because this child will be responsible for freeing all the beings from my race, and maybe that child will be our new king, thought the mysterious being who was wearing a black cloak that covered almost his entire body. But it was possible to see some traces of that mysterious being, who apparently had a bluish skin just like an angel, only had some red marks on his arm. The mysterious being said, Well, now that my mission has been planted from Vados, having the desire to have a child with a mortal being, the one who was the only one to possess the power of Ultra Instinct, has been completed. It's time for me to go back. I don't want that the Anja come out of her happy state and find me," said the mysterious being, soon turning and leaving. But before he entered the portal created by himself, he ended up seeing a fish inside a kind of staff with water. The mysterious being thought, "Is that a fish over there? Yes, it's him. The fish is responsible for making prophecies, and his expression must be an important thing. Let's see what he has to say," ha 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 ha, said the mysterious being, closing the portal. And with his hand, he made a black smoke that ended up transforming into the appearance of Vados, who soon approached the fish. Clone of Vados said, "What was fish? Why do you have that face? Do you have something important to tell me?" The clone of Vados asked the fish, that couldn't distinguish whether or not the one in front of him was the original Vados, but he didn't even try to find out, as he was too rushed and scared. The fish said, "Miss Vados, I'm glad I found you. I saw a new prophecy, and it said that the lady would give birth to a warrior who would have such great strength that he would be able to defeat all the gods of destruction, and even some angels that got in his way. And otherwise, he would be responsible for the death of his father, the Daishinkan, and those who are important to him. And yet, there is something much worse." The fish spoke quickly, making it gasp. The clone of Vados said, "Wow, more than a tragedy? This is really worrying. But did you say that there is something even worse than all this? What could this tragic thing be?" The clone of Vados spoke in a worried tone for the fish to suspect nothing. The fish said, "The worst of all is that your son will also be responsible for breaking the seal of the world of demons, freeing all of them, and how he will become the new king of demons," said the fish, finishing his prophecy, making the Vados clone not hold back, and gave a smile upon hearing such words. The mysterious being spoke. "This is indeed a wonderful prophecy," said the mysterious being, coming out of the forest, and seeing that the fish looked at Vados, who just held him so the fish wouldn't run away from that place. The fish said, "You are not the real Vados. You are a clone made by this being." "No, you are a clone created by this demon," said the fish, while looking at the mysterious being that belonged to the demon race. The mysterious being said, "Congratulations, you are right. I am the demon Mikio, the one responsible for bringing the demons back to this world and breaking the seal of the demon world, and other than that, I am responsible for putting the idea in Vados' head to have a child with Goku in the Anja's mind, and she will give birth to a kind being, but in reality, this son of Vados will be the new demon king, and that's even ironic, don't you think? An angel giving birth to the next demon king. Ha ha ha," said the demon, revealing his name and his true intentions to the fish at that moment, who was trembling with fear with the whole situation. The clone of Vados said, "And don't think about trying to call the original Vados. She is no longer on this planet," as she was so excited that she quickly went to Universe 7, said the clone of Vados, who had a smile on his face, one that was making the fish more afraid. Mikio said, "I should kill you before I find a way to alert the god of destruction or Vados itself. But I have another plan, and you will be very useful in it," ha ha ha, said the demon, soon taking the fish and putting it on his back, then opening a portal. And then the demon, who had the fish in his hands, crossed the portal that soon closed. We've reached the end of yet another amazing video today, so for those of you who like this channel and this content, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to leave your comment, which is very important to the channel. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Goodbye!